Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Gothic 2, The Night of the Raven. Today we shall be making some very small things inside Corinnes if we can, and we're starting that by going to Bosper, the bowmaker. Hello, Bosper.
Welcome to my shop, stranger. I am Bosper. I craft bows and trade in furs. What brings you to Corinnes?
And probably do voice acting for a clown in a nearby circus, I would say. Well...
I need to get into the upper quarter.
Where the paladins are? Forget it. You need to be a respected citizen here, or at least hold a decent job. As a stranger, you stand no chance of getting in.
Well then...
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. The last one just gave up his job 2 days ago. Do you know anything about hunting then?
Well...
He knew about hunting.
Skin animals. I'll pay you well for every skin you bring me.
Well...
What if I want to sign on with one of the other masters?
Boulder Dash.
Boulder Dash? Nice.
Constantino the alchemist is a loner, and he hasn't taken an apprentice in years. And as for Thorben, everyone knows he's dead broke. He probably couldn't even pay you. I, on the other hand, am in urgent need of an apprentice, and I pay well too. But no matter where you want to sign on, you need the approval of all other masters from the lower part of town.
Right.
Will I get your approval to sign up with a different master?
All right. You shall have my approval, but on one condition.
Tell me then.
Work for me, at least for a short time.
Alright.
That way, you can find out for yourself whether you like my craft or not. And who knows? Maybe you'll end up liking it, and you'll stay with me. If you're good enough to sign on with me, you're also good enough for all others here.
Alright then. So, what do you want me to do?
For you?
I will teach you how to skin an animal, and you will bring me, let's say, half a dozen wolf skins. Then I'll know that you have learned your trade. If it doesn't take you forever, and if the skins are in acceptable condition, I will take you on if you like. Or, you can start with one of the other masters, if that's what you really want.
Alright, sounds about right. So, how about you tell me why your apprentice did give up his job?
All he said was that it had become too dangerous out there. If you're really
Well, it is
interested,
dangerous, no
then
doubt.
You can ask him yourself. His name is Bartok. He's probably hanging out near Corrigan's Tavern. Go through the underpass from the smithy, then you're headed straight for it.
Alright. Well, we're gonna start off with the learning of skinning animals,
Teach me how to skin
which is
animals.
always nice.
Right. Listen, it's quite easy, really. You take a sharp blade and cut open the animal's belly. Then make a few small incisions on the inside of the legs, and you can peel off the skin. Bring me the wolf skins and we shall see.
Sometimes I don't know if I really want to know all these details about skinning, because always that makes some images in my head. Alright, let's see what he has of wares here. He has an elm bow, which we need 50 dexterity for. Some other bows as well, and probably a belt for dexterity, isn't that right? No. Actually, it's weapon protection, arrow protection, together with leather armor, even more than that, +5. He has a ring of dexterity, however. But we don't need that right now. So, we need to get some skins for Bosper. That is one possibility. Let's talk to Thorben next.
Fresh face. You're not from Corinnes, are you?
No.
This is not a good time for travelers. Bandits everywhere. No work, and now the farmers have risen up too.
Well,
What
I do
winds
have
have
work, you
blown
know. I
here?
need to get some skins, so...
I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about carpentry?
The only thing I can make out of wood is a fire.
And what about blocks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
Alright.
What if I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the other masters here?
All right, I shall give you my approval.
But
But you had better get
Of
yourself
course.
the blessing of the gods first. Say, are you a man of faith?
I guess I am.
Yes, a most humble servant, Master Thorben.
Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adanos, and have him give you his blessing.
All
He
right.
will tell you where you can find a priest of Innos. You should get his blessing
From 2
too.
gods, really?
Once you have received the
Isn't
blessing
once
of the
enough?
gods, I shall vote for you.
All right.
So, you know a lot about locks.
What good is a fine chest without a fine lock? I make my own
Indeed.
locks. That way, I can at least be sure I haven't built my chest that sturdy for nothing. A poorly made lock is easy to break, and there are plenty of thieves about in Corinus, especially lately.
All right. How about...
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
You have paid Gritta's debt with Matteo. You seem to be a decent fellow. I shall teach you what you want to know. However, I cannot do it for free. I still have a mountain of debts, and I need the money.
How much is
How much
it
do you
then?
charge?
200 gold pieces.
That's not very much. Beware the sarcasm, by the way.
Maybe later.
That's a lot of money.
Have you had an apprentice before?
Yes, and not too long ago.
And what happened?
His name is Elvrich. He's my nephew. I was quite pleased with him, actually, but one day he simply didn't show up for work.
Well, he probably just overslept.
Where is Elvrich now?
How would I know? He kept hanging around that filthy brothel by the harbor. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still warming the bed of some whore down there.
Okay. Well,
How long has it been since you saw him?
I guess it must be about 2 weeks.
yeah, 2 weeks down there in the brothel, I doubt it.
Have you reported that to the militia?
Of course I have. They were supposed to catch him and see to it that the lazy bones does his work, but I already regret that. He can do whatever he wants. Sooner or later he'll realize he'll get nowhere in Corinus without a decent job.
Is that so?
Indeed it is. So, can you sell me some lockpicks anyway?
Well, all right, but they won't be of any use to you as long as you don't know how they work.
Really, thank you for that information. He has got 12 lockpicks and a lamp water bottle. We need neither of those things, but personally, we were able to buy some if we so desired. Now, let's talk to Harrod next.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. Brian will have finished his apprenticeship soon, and then he'll leave the city. Are you good for anything?
If you mean, do I know blacksmith's work?
No, that's not what I meant. Sooner or later, the orcs are going to lay siege to the city, and then the
Well, that
only
sounds
men who will
comforting
come
at all,
will be
doesn't
those
it?
who are in a position to defend our city. And I won't take on anyone as an apprentice who will disgrace me by fleeing the city with the women and the good-for-nothings, instead of holding the fort here with the men.
What fort are you talking about? You mean that town that is surrounded by some kind of walls and that everyone can get inside freely? Basically, if he knows what to do.
I'm not a good for nothing.
Those are big words. Can you back them up with big deeds?
What
Depends.
are you getting at?
Bring me an orc's weapon. Orcs have been seen near the city. With a bit of luck, you won't have to search for long.
Oh, thank
If you
you.
manage to bring one down, I'll take you on as an apprentice, provided the other masters agree.
Alright. So,
Let's talk again about that orc thing.
What?
Your orc is as good
yeah, let's
as dead.
say that for now.
Good. Then stop wasting your breath and let your deeds speak for themselves.
So,
Can I sign on as an apprentice with a different master?
The other masters may well approve, but I will only give you my approval when you first prove that you're good for something.
wow, he's really insistent,
Do you
isn't
sell
he?
weapons too?
Forget it. Everything I make goes to the paladins or the militia. I have a commission for 100 swords from Lord Hagen. He wants to equip the city guard.
Wow, that's a lot of people actually. 100 swords. Well done with that.
New in the city, huh? I'm Brian. I'm Master Harrod's apprentice.
I guess you are.
What's it like to be the smith's apprentice?
Why do you ask? You want to be my successor?
Maybe.
Why not? I'm almost done with my apprenticeship, and then I'm gonna leave the city. But not because of Harrod. He is a good master. I have learned a lot from him.
Alright.
Why do you want to leave this town?
Because the people here are getting on my nerves above all the other masters.
Are
I still
they?
remember what a fuss it was getting accepted as an apprentice.
Well, that's right, because I have to do the same stuff
Every one of
too.
them jokers had something to say about it. I want to decide for myself who I can or can't take as an apprentice.
Okay.
Can I buy weapons from you?
Not really, I'm merely an assistant. The weapons that are made in this smithy are collected by the militia and taken to the towers where they're stored. But if it has anything to do with forging, maybe I can help you.
Alright.
What can I get
Then
from
show me what you can sell me.
You some steel billets.
Well, basically 2 raw steels. And that's about it. Alright, so he wants to have an orc killed. You want me to get the blessing. Bosfer wants me to collect some skins. And down here is Constantino, which we also want to talk to.
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
You don't... I'm not looking for anything here.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you going to sign up?
Well...
I want to sign up with you as an apprentice.
With me? No! I have already had the dubious pleasure once of grappling with an apprentice. That's quite enough for me. I invested several years in his education, and in the end, the poor fool up and poisoned himself. Go sign up with one of the other masters.
What will I have to do to become your
That
apprentice?
would be more interesting.
I couldn't bear yet another dilettante on my conscience. There is a multitude of herbs out there. Used in different variations, they develop the most diverse effects. You probably don't even know half of them. Here. This is a list of the most important plants. Bring me a plant of each kind, and I might reconsider taking you in as an apprentice.
Alright.
Show me your wares.
Show me what you got, Constantino. Pure live energy, pure mana. Then some book, a goblin's bone and some wings, and some lap water bottles as well. Now in this chest here, there's something you want to get later on, but for now we can't get that. So we have to get out of here. And then we're gonna take a look at Constantino's list that he just gave us, which would be this one. Alchemical herbs, what do we need? Healing plant, healing herb, healing root, fire nettle, fire weed, fire root, goblin berry, dragon root, snapperweed, meadow knotweed, and king sorrel. Note, let the potential apprentice fetch the plants for you. That's well you know if he's any good. Regards, Zurus. Right, let's see what we have of these things already. We've got goblin berries. We've got healing plants, a healing herb. Healing root, fire nettle, fire weed, meadow knotweed, dragon root, snapperweed. So we only need the king sorrel and the fire root. It's the only 2 things that we need right now to complete that. For now, I want to talk to Vatras to get his blessing for Thorben.
Adanos be with you.
Who are you?
I am Vatras, a servant of Adanos, the guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for you?
I would like to get your blessing. Well, first of all, I'm gonna give you the letter.
Here, I've got a letter
A
for
bit
you.
of XP here. No, for someone else, of course for you.
Indeed. This is an important message you're bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this letter.
Let's just say from
I got
Cavalon.
it from Cavalorn, the hunter.
Cavalorn? Where is he?
He told me to tell you he couldn't make it and is headed for the meeting point. Whatever he meant by that.
I see that you have gained Cavalorn's trust. That speaks in your favor.
So, also...
I'm asking your blessing.
Why should I give you my blessing, stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
Go with the blessing of Adanos, my son.
Well, that was easy enough. Where can I find a priest of Innos?
The best thing would be to look around the marketplace. You will find an emissary of the monastery there.
Very well. I think I'm not injured, so right now there's nothing I want from Vatras other than that. We want to go to the marketplace to have a look at all these fine weapons they sell there. And also all the good things they also will sell there, like potions and stuff like that. First off, Hakon.
I am Hakon,
Oh,
a
Hakon.
weapons dealer. Every man
And
should
there's
carry
Greg,
a
by the way, on the
weapon,
left. Hello, Greg.
especially when venturing outside of the city walls.
What do you know about the disappearances of the citizens of Corinus?
I have seen many pass through the eastern city gate. Some of those who came I had never seen before in my life.
Alright.
And many of those who went out never came back.
Doesn't
But what
sound
happened
too good.
the other day was really quite strange. There was this fellow who came here. I think his name is Joe. He bragged that he would soon come into some serious money. He claimed that he knew how to get into one of the city towers where the militia keep their arms. I haven't seen him since, even though I used to bump into him around the same time every day. I reported this to the militia. I thought that maybe he had been caught and thrown into the dungeon.
I don't think so.
But Lord Andre had no idea what I was talking about. He didn't even know the fella.
Well then.
Tell me more about the area around the city.
That would also be interesting to know.
It's gotten too dangerous out there. Because of the bandits, for one thing. And also on account of wild beasts.
Yeah,
And the
beasts
animals
are
don't
a
seem
real
to get
problem
enough
in
to eat these
Corinus.
crappy times. They're venturing closer to the city all the time.
Show me your wares.
So, what do you have for sale, my friend? Wow, 140 strength axe. Well, that's gonna take a while. Also, this one, for example, is completely useless. A sword that needs more strength and deals damage, absolutely pointless. We've got a wolf's tooth, a short sword, an amulet, a leather belt, a militia belt, and some raw steel. Nothing of that interests me though, however. Now, next up would be Sarah.
Wait a minute. How's business?
When the Paladins came, I first thought that it was a good business opportunity.
It probably
But they
is.
let Herod make their weapons, and neither Hakon nor I make even one gold piece off them.
Oh, that
Moreover,
sucks.
the farmers no longer supply us with food, and all the prices have gone up. It's only a small consolation that the Paladins are paying my hotel bill.
Alright, so...
What's the problem with the farmers?
They refuse to deliver their goods. Now that the ships no longer come in, the city depends entirely on the supplies provided by the farmers, of course.
Of course.
An owner, the largest farmer, has hired mercenaries to protect his farm from the city guards. Otherwise, they'd simply snatch the goods for themselves. But the mercenaries don't just guard Onar's farm. They come as far as the small farms outside of town to intimidate the farmers.
Now
I
that
saw
doesn't
them
sound
as I
too
was
good.
passing Akil's farm. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes now.
No, probably not.
Where will I find Akil's farm?
If you go out of the east gate here and follow the road to the right, you'll come to a stairway. It leads up to Akil's farm, but I wouldn't go there now. The mercenaries are certainly still there.
Yes, and that's why we're not going there
Show me
just
your
yet.
wares.
What does she have? A cutlass. Also mostly two-handed stuff. There comes some one-handed stuff. What do we have else than that? Fine short sword, definitely a good thing. If you really want to get something early on. A ring of life. Some arrows. Yeah, I probably would go for this short sword if I have enough money for that once I can. So let's go into the inn. Whoa.
Ah, customer, what
No,
can I do
I don't
for
want to
ya?
sleep here. I'm just going to go upstairs. Have a look at everyone that's lying there. If anyone's lying there already. No. Alright, they're still down there by the inn, probably. Where they sell lots of beer.
Hey you, I have a proposition.
Oh, not you again.
What do you want?
I want my old stall in the marketplace back. Sarah snatched it away from me, but she has had that spot long enough. I want her to give up the stall.
And what's my part in this?
I will give you a letter to stick in her pocket.
No, we're not
Then
gonna
you go
start
to
with
Andre
this.
and tell him that Sarah is selling weapons to Onar. She lands in prison. You pocket the bounty, and I get the stall. You have 2 days to accomplish this.
What's in it for me?
When I have the stall, you will get a weapon from me, and a damned good one.
Alright.
Alright, looks like I've got no choice.
You're a clever lad. Here is the letter.
How am I supposed to foist the letter on her?
Let her show you her wares, and while she does, you hide the letter.
Yeah, that sounds like completely easy to do.
I am an influential man in the city, so don't try to play me for a fool.
Nobody ever asks me.
I've got to go.
Suit your...
Right. This dude is a dick. So basically we want to get him behind bars. For now we want to talk to these two people.
stranger.
Martial
If you're
law
looking for
is
a good
immediately
selection for the
declared
traveler,
in all
then
cities
you're in
and
the right
regions of the
place.
realm.
But I'm warning
All
you,
civilian
if you're planning on
judges
helping
are to
yourself
hand
without
over their
paying,
duties to the
I'll
royal
call the city
paladins,
guard.
effective
Just a moment.
immediately.
Do I look like a
The
thief?
Honorable Lord Andre is commanded
You
to
won't be the
punish
first one to
every
make off with
crime
my things
or
today.
act of resistance against the
Somebody
king's
stole
guard
from you?
most severely.
I can't prove it. The
Every
fellow was
inhabitant
damn
of
clever.
Corinthus who is
Introduced
guilty
himself
of a
as
crime
Ringaroo.
is to
If
report
that really is his
immediately
right
to
name.
Lord Andre.
He's been hanging around the marketplace
Maybe
the
he's
last few days.
Australian. That will
I
explain
only
it.
looked away for a moment, and my purse was gone.
I could get
I
your
could get
gold
your
back.
gold back for you.
Oh? And why would you do that?
That's terrible.
Because...
Well, that depends. Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
You've got the wrong man. I'm from out of town like most of the merchants in the marketplace. If you want to get into the upper quarter, go talk to the resident merchants in the lower part of town.
Alright,
I want
maybe
part of
that.
the gold as a reward.
First, see if you can get my purse back. Then, we'll talk about your reward.
Alright.
How much gold was in that purse?
50 gold pieces. That's quite a lot in these crappy times.
I guess it is.
I'll see what I can do.
Be careful. If you just knock the bastard down, the city guard will get involved. Lately, things have been getting really tough here. Since the paladins came to town, the guards have been cracking down on brawlers. So think of something.
I shall.
We will. Show me your wares though.
Inhabitants of Corinthus, by the explicit order
Right.
of the Honorable Lord
One-handed
Hagen,
stuff,
the following decree
short
is hereby
sword,
enacted. By reason of the
two-handed,
imminent danger of an attack by orcs, each inhabitant
and he also
of
has
the
an
city
amulet,
is to prepare
which
himself
is error
Everyone is to
protection.
begin training in the
Alright,
skills of combat
last one is Beltram here.
and to arm himself appropriately.
Have you come to stock up on food?
Actually, I just wanted to talk to you to show me your wares,
I don't
so...
have much in stock right now, but I'll be getting a new delivery soon.
Is it really true?
Show me your wares then. Oh wow, he really doesn't have anything. Amulet of Life though.
Have you got a job for me?
No, I already have an errand boy. Try the other merchants.
Alright. There's only one last person left here that I want to talk to.
Everybody knows by now.
Maybe sitting over here somewhere, citizen.
That's nothing new.
Huh.
Don't tell this to anyone.
He's not there. Is he still at his stall? No. Is he inside here? He is.
Hey.
We want to talk to Zurez over
I'm
there.
Zurus, master of potions. Do you need an essence of healing or a magic elixir? Then you've come to the right place.
Alright, thank you.
Do you brew your own potions?
No, I either get them from the monastery or I buy them from Constantino, the alchemist. If you're interested in brewing potions, then talk to him. He needs an assistant.
Very well.
but he's too pig-headed to hire someone himself. He's just as stubborn as a mule. He
I
always
see.
passes me when he goes out on the east gate to collect plants for his
I see.
potions.
Alright.
Where exactly does Constantino gather his herbs?
He always goes through the eastern city gate here and then disappears into the wilderness to the left. He once
good to
told
know
me that
that.
just about everything grows there, except for King Sorrel.
Has Constantino ever
That would be
told
good
you
to
where
know as
find
well.
King Sorrel?
I once heard him say that the stuff grows near stone circles. Near Lobart's farm. That's a farm near the other gate. There's one of those stone circles. I think it's on a hill. It used to be a grave or something.
Alright, thanks for the
Show me
information.
your wares.
Also, he has got a ton of things here. Like, a lot of spell scrolls, potions, even more potions. And an amulet of enlightenment, as well as a belt of magic defense. And some pepper here. And apple tobacco. We want,
What do you want here?
nothing of
See?
that, though.
That wasn't so hard.
So, to make things go ahead a little bit, we are going to go out to Lobart's farm. Because the only place where we can find King Sorrel that early on, to bring it back to Constantino, is indeed at Lobart's farm, as Zuris said. The problem with this is that the King Sorrel only grows there once you've talked to Constantino and Zuris. Because you have to know that this thing grows up there, and nowhere else. So that's the only thing that keeps you from getting a King's Store. It won't be there in the beginning of the game, you have to remember that. Because you will be searching and searching and searching and won't find anything until you talk to him. It seems to be some kind of trigger or script that enables you to get this stuff once you've talked to him. But you cannot get it on your own if you are not inside the city yet. So, we're gonna make our way back up to the stone circle. I'm gonna collect ourselves a King Sorrel. And that leaves us only with a fire root to be collected, and then we have everything that we need. Now it's not growing directly here, but it's growing back there a little bit. So we have to go a little bit further here. And you can maybe already see it here. Just straight ahead. There is the King's Sorrel. Now there will also be, just another information bit a little bit, there will also be teleportation runes and scrolls, or rather just runes I believe, that you can use later on to travel to distinct parts in the world. So that will make things a lot easier for you if you are not able to run this fast from end to end of the world. Besides, this world here is like twice as big as the Mine Valley, so you probably will need those teleportation runes quite a bit. Especially if you want to travel between like Corinnes and maybe Onar's farm and an inn that is between this place here and Onar's farm. The easiest way is just to use runes. And that's very, very important in my opinion. That they have the runes is very important anyway. So, you might think, well, how are we going to do all these quests then? Well, there are two easy ways to do two of the quests. The first one concerns Harrod's quest, and the second one is about Bosper. Now, we are going to try and do Harrod's quest first, because we want to kill an orc. Yes, you heard me say correctly, we're gonna kill an orc. Oh well, basically we're actually not killing him, but we're taking away his weapon. More like it. Also I want to see, I've got 15 points still. Yes, that should be alright for now. So.
Hey, not so fast. Strolling about alone out here is dangerous. Where do you come from?
I'm coming from the city.
From the city?
Well. Then what are you doing wandering around out here, so far from the protective walls of the city?
I'm searching for things.
What's so dangerous out here?
Many things. I bet you'll be yelling for my
Gladly.
help after the next bend in the road.
Just assuming I would fall back on your help. How much would that cost me?
I am merely a humble servant of the king, and would not enjoy fleecing a helpless little
So how
citizen
about
of the
100
realm.
gold, hmm?
But you know, if you put it like that, I wouldn't object to a little financial backing to promote our future
Wow,
business
he's so
relationship.
selfless.
10 gold coins should do for
Wow.
starters. What do you think?
I'll think
No.
about it.
Suit yourself. Have a nice death.
Have a good night as well. I don't like you at all, Mika. Now, we want to make here a little bit of a testament. There's a blood fly over there. And not just one blood fly. And we also want to save before we are going to do anything, because I have the fear that we might actually die to this.
Another one of those things.
Well, he's getting quite high in the air.
Yeah, that's how you deal with those things. Another one of those things.
One more hit. Come on. Yes, there we go.
Nothing to be had there.
Well, blood flies are not as bad as you think they might be. But they're still pretty tough because they always fly around your face. And it's very hard to target them properly. So we're gonna eat a fish soup and a fish. And we're back to full strength. Now, we are going to search the area here a little bit for stuff that we can collect for Constantino. Also, fire root is now our own, so we have everything that we need right now. So Constantino's quests can be completed without any trouble. Oh, there's a meat bug, and what was that? Giant rat. Giant rat is fine. We're gonna kill that. Gonna push back a little bit here. And there goes 2 rats. Now we also want to kill the meat bugs though. Come on. Oh, this one was actually still alive. And there's another one over here. As you can also clearly see, we're not able to kill the meat bugs with one hit, which is quite annoying. But that's the problem, because they increased all the resistances of every enemy in this game by quite a bit. So that includes meat bugs as well. There's a giant rat. And another giant rat. Alright, 2 of these. And that's them done for. Now we want to search the skeleton, because it always has something on it. Generally speaking, if you see a skeleton like that, you might want to loot it, because normally it has something that you can use. Down here, oh, are mole rats. I hope I didn't... Slash, keep on slashing. There we go. Right, I don't want to die to a mole rat, so I'm gonna eat 1 more of these. And that should do it for now. Just gonna kill this last mole rat, and over there you can see a cave, or maybe you can't, but it's pretty dark outside. But... come on! Keep slashing! There we go. Not too bad for a day's work, I would say. Especially those mole rats are pretty tough, HP-wise, so you need to be a little bit careful. But if you go down here, to this side of the wall, you shall find some more things to collect. And I believe that's actually it. There should be nothing more here, as far as I remember. But these blue elders, they give you mana and health at the same time. So if you're using scrolls or spells at this point, you can easily replenish some of that mana without too much problem. Now, before we go into that cave though, we're gonna head back, because I want this to be done by daylight. Because I don't like to walk outside here without seeing what I'm actually going to fight. I basically do know my way around, but it's sometimes very hard to notice when there is something close to you, when it's inside of a cave or something like that, because you cannot see things from outside. You might draw your bow and you might notice some things then, but other than that there is no choice or no chance to see what is going to happen. What I do want to collect though, and I'm still searching for it, there should be another dragon root nearby somewhere here, if I'm not completely mistaken. But might be a good idea to do that by daylight, because I really can't see a lot here in the darkness. Even though it might even be darker on your side than it is on mine. But we'll deal with it. Dark mushrooms. Very nice. Always helpful. So, we're just gonna quickly go to Constantino, cash in our reward, get his agreement for an apprenticeship, and we should be done with that then. Because the next time we're gonna do the rest of Harrod's quest and try to get him that orc weapon that he so desires so much from us. For now, let's head to Constantino.
Hey!
And...
about the plants.
If you cannot handle that by yourself, you won't be any good as an alchemist either.
Well,
I've got all the plants I was supposed to bring you.
Though.
What? You're pulling my leg, right?
I wouldn't dream it. Oh, nice! They actually didn't translate that into English. Lovely. Well, anyway. We're not going to talk to him just yet again, because I want to sleep in his bed. Rest until morning. And that should be well enough to leave now. Anyway, that's it for this part. So when we come back, folks, we're gonna get outside back again on the eastern gate and find that weapon for Harrod. So, I will see you all next time.